President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be officially sworn in as president come May the 29th. From being a former Lagos State governor to being the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, he has proven himself as a great manager of resources. And after years of mentoring and grooming political leaders, a biopic titled The Last Man Standing has been released to allow Nigerians learn about the man who promises to move Nigeria forward. That is the crux of our discussion. Next, joining us in the studio to discuss this is a producer of this film, Seun oloketuyi.
Oloketuyi,
Oloketuyi, exactly.
You got it right.
Seun, nice to have you join us right now.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Great. Now, I wonder, one would say a biopic on Ahmed Tinubu. Why Ahmed Tinubu? Talk to us about this.
Why not Ahmed Tinubu?
Okay.
This is not even the first biopic we are doing.
Okay.
We did one on Yaya Bello. It was called The White Lion. It was premiered January last year. We did one on Adedibu. It's called Adedibu Alagbara Abadan. It's
from the strong man of Ibadan politics.
Yeah, and it has been acquired by one of the streaming networks. It's going to be streaming very soon. And this one, it was shot last year. January.
January last year?
Yes.
Wow.
It was shot last year, January, in Lagos. And the reason why we did the movie, a lot of people have asked different questions, make different assumptions about it, is the fact that whether you like him, whether you hate him, between 1999 and now, there is nothing you can do and say about our politics without talking about him. Whether you like him, whether you hate him, Lagos State has become a sort of reference point to a lot of things you want to say about the way our political life is being done. And we sat down to decide that we wanted to try to be doing stories about people, not only politicians. As I talk to you, we are working on a biopic on a big traditional ruler, which I will not want to mention for now for a lot of reasons. So it's not just, a lot of people assume that because Asiwaju won the election, we quickly went to shoot a movie. And the movie was shot last year, January. In fact, one of your...
As at that time, he wasn't even the presidential candidate
of the party.
Right.
When we were shooting the movie, one of your reporters was even at one of the scenes.
Yeah.
So it was shot in January last year. And we just felt that it was just a timely time to premiere the movie before it is released to the public.
So it's a movie, but then sometimes we need to get a parody of the person who the story is all about. What informs the choice of the person you use to portray Asiwaju Bola Tinubu? And just like every other movie, you sit down, you enjoy it, entertaining, whether it's didactic or not. What nature does this particular movie, take? Is it just about Tinubu, or does it have didactic twist to it?
Okay. First, I'm the producer of the movie. I had very little say on who played that role. It was the director who made the choice. The movie is directed by Mr. Tunde Olaoye. He was the one that made the choice of who played that role. After looking at, we had different, we played with different options. One option was to use somebody who is not known, but who is a theater practitioner. Another option was he had gone around different schools looking for somebody who could do the role. But he called me one morning and said, Seun, I think we should just settle for Latif. And I said, why? He said, one, he had looked at it one way or the other. Latif had the mannerism, and he feels that he will be able to carry the role well. And so he now turned on me to convince Latif to accept to do
Play the role.
to play the role. You know, that was not easy because you know at that period of time was a time when he was trying to stay out of politics. If you notice during the election, he never campaigned for anybody or anything. He just wanted. So it was a bit difficult even to convince him to play that role. But when he accepted to play the role, the guy is a bunch of talent. He actually did very, very, very well. And I saw that a lot of research went into it. He started watching a lot of old Ashwaju's tape, his mannerism, how he talks, how he behaves, and I think that he did well.
It's really interesting. We see a lot of stars in the movie, so many Nollywood bigwigs who are there, and so on. When you met with all of these people, what was their reaction to, you know, accepting to play a role in the movie?
Different reactions.
Okay.
To some, you've gone to collect money from Tinubu, so I'm not going to accept my normal fee. You understand? To some, they were happy to be part of it because they felt that it was a good thing. And the thing is that the president never knew about the production. We thought of the idea. We looked for an investor to put his money on the project. It was when the movie started getting reviews and it started coming into the media that we got a letter from his lawyer to try to make inquiries about the movie. And we explained what we were doing to the lawyers, and then they requested that they wanted to be the first to see the movie. That was just the involvement of the president-elect in it. And we did a private screening for him after the movie.
So has he seen it?
He has seen the movie. Okay. He has seen the movie. Governor Sanwo-Olu has seen the movie. Governor Dapo Abiodun has seen the movie. Chief Bisi Akonde had seen the movie, and then Chief Pius Akulere. They saw the movie together. We did a private screening for him in his residence in Abuja.
Right.
And
so what was their reaction to the movie when they saw it?
Just like I said, first they were tripped with the way Latif carried on the role. They had a bit of some objections to some of the things in the movie, but we explained to them why it was. But generally, they liked the movie. And that gladdens our heart.
Right. Just the way we started, when Mike asked you, why Tinubu? And then you said, why not him? And, you know, it always appears that Tinubu is one of the most hated politicians. And at the same time, he's also one of the most loved politicians, you know, among the majority in Nigeria, even outside of the country. So if you see him, he's got his own insignia. Logo, the way he wears his cap, the way he wears his, you know, glasses, the way he talks, his mannerisms, you know, etc. What do you think a Nigerian, and especially someone who wants to get into politics or someone who wants to be relevant in society and making tough decisions, can learn from this particular movie? And what other things do you yourself as a producer also gleaned from your own production?
A lot of things. One, the first thing that I learned is consistency. Between 1999 and now, we've seen a lot of politicians move from this party to another, that party to another. I think his consistency paid off eventually with what happened with him winning the presidential election. Also, you might not like his style and the rest of it, but I always tell people it's always difficult for me to criticize a winning style, because if a style is working for you and the only thing you do is to criticize that winning style, I always tell people, why don't you create your own winning style and let's see it work so that you can now...
you become the benchmark.
Absolutely. You understand? So there is no perfect benchmark in doing politics or carrying out politics. But the most important thing is that the way it has worked out for him now, and we have seen, is that the end has justified the means in a lot of things that he has done. So if you look at a lot of people who had been governors between 1999 and today. I keep saying it that apart from him, you can't remember a lot of other people today who were governors in 1999. Same way I tell people that there must be something that the presidential candidate of the other party was doing well. For him to still remain relevant from he has left power in 2007 and is still relevant. So there is something about Asiwaju that you cannot just take away.